Hey folks, it's Jang here from jangbricks.com with something that took me completely by surprise. This is a Stargate SG-1 series set from Best Lock. I've heard of Best Lock before, but Stargate sets? Why did I never know that these existed? Got this from Target for $5. I'm assuming that was a reduced price. It didn't say so, but looking around online, looks like the normal price is about $10 or thereabouts. This is an officially licensed set. It was released for early 2013, and I'm going to give it a shot because me personally, I was the hugest Stargate SG-1 fan. I got the DVDs after watching the whole series on Sci-Fi. I got the DVD set and watched every single episode in sequence of the entire 10-year run of the series. So very excited about this, and let's see how it goes together. First glance, the parts look okay, and the instructions look nice and clear and crisp and contrasty. Should be pretty easy to follow, so here we go. Okay, very early on, as you can see in the assembly process, and these parts are not good. They do not fit together nicely. You have to kind of coax them to go on, and then they're a little bit too tight, and just not good quality stuff so far. Also very hollow, a lot of them are. Alright, I also take back what I said about the instructions being clear. Maybe they're clear, but they don't quite make sense. Well, let me just say I don't like them. So this step right here is showing you this. See anything odd about that? The color, right? These parts are showing up as being gray. Well, in the previous step, it showed that they were green. So they've gone from green to gray. The gray in this case actually indicates not gray color, but stuff that was already put on in the last step. I think it's an interesting idea for kind of distinguishing what was there before and what is new for a given step, but it's not a good idea. They should have done something better. Maybe change the transparency or change the brightness or something. Add a little bit of cross-hatching in there, but this doesn't make sense. I'm going to get through it okay. I'll just follow along with what they're doing, but I don't like it. Parts just don't want to stay together. Okay, so I'm proud to say that I approached this build with a completely open mind, with no prejudice against the brand, just because I was unfamiliar with it, and was willing to give it a chance. And I'm happy that I did approach it that way, because I was able to come to a conclusion based on my own experience, not just based on mob mentality or being a fanboy of other brands, that this is not a quality product. It really isn't. I very much like the idea of low-cost, slightly reduced quality toys, because not all families out there are rich or have lots of money. It's nice to be able to offer stuff that's cheaper than the top brand stuff. And this is not direct copies of Lego parts and Lego molds. They did create their own molds. There are a lot of parts here that are clearly similar, very, very similar, but they're not the same. They designed them, they appear to have designed them themselves, even though they're compatible, but the quality of parts is just not there. I mean, you can see already there's a gap right there, but during the entire building process, I kept having things pop apart. And as you look at this from the front, I don't know if you can notice, but this is kind of angled down here, and I've just continually tried to squeeze everything together using a lot of force as an adult, and this is supposed to be a toy for kids, and kids are not going to have as much strength to put into these parts. It's still coming apart just as I move it around. And these things down here were very loose. Fortunately, they're kind of wedged together now, but they actually fell off a couple times. The plastic feels like it's made from a a cornstarch based composite, which is not something to laugh about by itself. It's a very viable material, useful for many things, and renewable also. But I don't know if that's actually what this is made out of, but whatever it is made out of is just not working out for me. The design is fine. It's a little low in detail, but they used pretty common shapes, not a lot of specialized shapes and stuff to come up with a death glider that's pretty straightforward. Would have been nice if it had weapons on here, but just keeping the cost down. It's a spaceship. Younger kids. Oh boy, did you hear that just now? All I did was open the cockpit, and looks like it started to bend to the side. And one piece, oh okay, yeah, these just don't really go together well at all. And this corner piece, this corner tab, just broke off just now, right in front of you. That's sad. Okay, there, it's a little bit better, but as I try to close this, so I've got it on right now. Now that's about as good as it can go. Trying to put this on, the inside pieces here are parts, the sides are kind of bent in. You can see everything's just angled weird. As I bring it down, it's having to spread those apart around the studs, and then it kind of shifts to the side and it's still off at an angle, and that piece just broke off. Well, here's the Jaffa Warrior included in this set. It's a cool idea, something that we've never had in this type of design before. Looks like a kind of a lazy, sloppy design for this kind of mail piece, the armor piece that comes across the top. It's all crooked and stuff, but not a bad looking figure in general. I mean, it's a treat to be able to have a Stargate SG-1 specific character, especially something as iconic as this, in this sort of design. Let's see, see if the head will, yep, head comes off, well, at least the helmet comes off. The face is, well, it's got a nose, that's cool, but, it's kind of sad. Let me just go ahead and put that helmet back on. Oh, it doesn't fit on very well either, it's kind of loose. Oh, it's very loose. From some angles, it actually almost wants to slip off on its own. There it goes, right there. With the nose lined up just right, it almost comes off on its own. Just kind of flops around, see if I can squeeze that together. From the back here, you can see that the legs are pretty hollow from the back, which, just a little cheap. Not a killer thing. Staff weapon. Stands kind of at an angle. They put an interesting angled mount on it like that, and then you can rotate this back, kind of just slide it around, and then it's actually facing forward, so that's proper. But overall, I mean, it's not a bad looking figure unless you look at it very closely, and it doesn't fit together all that well. It does stand okay though, I think. There we go. Yep. But this, I mean, you just saw it break, and like I said, the pieces just have trouble going together. All the parts were there. Here's the piece that came off from the canopy part, and just overall, yeah, I paid $5 for it, but I still think that it's too much, and it's hard to reuse this stuff. I understand, again, for families that are not particularly well to do, it's still great to be able to give them give the kids buildable stuff that comes out cool, like spaceships and all, but this is just, it's so poor in quality. I think they went too far in that direction, and I cannot recommend this. If that is indicative of the quality of all the sets from Best Lock, then that's really bad, and that's really unfortunate. So there you go, my honest review of the Stargate SG-1 Death Glider bagged set from Best Lock. I gave it a good shot. I was very interested. I was very excited about the series. Haven't seen it sold anywhere else before. I do see it online now, and I search for it. But they did do an entire series of Stargate, SG-1 and Atlantis sets, but they're not available many places. I don't know exactly where they're being sold in mass, because it's hard to even find them online. Even eBay and Amazon, just a handful of them are up there. So anyway, there you go. That's my look at this one. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions or comments, if you have respectful comments, no cursing or anything like that, please post them up in the comments section on the video, and stay tuned for more updates to come at jangbricks.com. Bye for now.